Hello, members of the CAC. I'm Bob Greenawalt. You may have read some of the previous notes I sent you. I'm making this video to express my deep concern regarding your recommendation for Jeffco taxpayers to spend nearly $18 million on a world-class community pool for Arvada. Your recommendation is troubling, not only due to its cost, but also because of the questions you did not ask and the potential long-term ramifications it may have on future district bonds. I'm urging you to reconsider your vote. Let's talk first about the source of the funds. From the CAC notes, Reed told you that funding would come from the capital transfer. But how is that possible without negatively affecting both the bond program and ongoing facilities maintenance needs? It's not. As part of the bond program, Jeffco taxpayers were told, actually promised, that the district would contribute $23 million from capital transfer yearly into the program. But that's not happening. Only $20.9 million is to be transferred into the program because $2.1 million is needed to pay for previous COPs. Therefore, pool funding either comes from new COPs, which will result in a further reduction in what is available for the bond program and future maintenance needs, or a reduction in the unallocated funds for the capital improvement program. Either of which will result in reduced funds for what taxpayers were told was $1.3 billion in total district maintenance needs. I swam in high school, and my exchange student swam for Wheat Ridge during her year here, so I get the advantages of having pools. However, I am deeply concerned about the need for what appears to be a $35 million gold-plated 50-meter by 25-yard facility, especially when notes say that Reed told you the district could build one for between $15 and $20 million. What are all the $15 million bells and whistles that Arvada is getting that Jeffco will be paying for? And why, since Jeffco teams only use the facility between 10 and 15% of the time, will Jeffco be paying for 50% of the facility? Wouldn't a contribution of, say, $7 million be more reasonable? Other rec centers located within the district have 25-yard facilities. So while I can see how a 50-meter facility would be ideal, is it really necessary when there are so many other educational facilities needs in the district? I'm particularly concerned that there appears to have not been a discussion regarding alternative uses of $18 million. There doesn't seem to have been any needs prioritization. Is this pool needed more than, say, a new building at high FCI schools such as Red Rocks or Stober? The perception, and frankly the reality, of the bond program spending so far is that high-cost fields, playgrounds, and now a gold-plated pool have taken priority over facilities. Did you think about how this is going to look when Jeffco asks taxpayers for a new bond a few years from now, especially when this one barely passed? It's also deeply disappointing that more discussion was not put into understanding the total costs and opportunities of various alternatives. Finally, and most importantly, for the long term, it does not appear that there was any discussion on how building the Taj Mahal of pools for Arvada would affect voter sentiment in the rest of the county, such as Lakewood, Wheat Ridge, and Evergreen. Evergreen voters recently rejected a rec district bond that would have provided for substantial improvements to their 50-year-old and failing pool. Did you consider how Evergreen residents will feel when they are now essentially paying for a world-class facility for Arvada? How many people throughout the county will now vote no for any future Jeffco bonds? Of course, that is one of the reasons to do a COP, so that voters are bypassed, isn't it? But you can be certain that the Arvada pool will be used in a campaign against any new bond asks in the future. Let me put it bluntly. Using district funds to pay for 50% of a gold-plated Arvada community facility is a bad solution to an issue. The Arvada pool proposal as it currently stands will cause long-term problems for Jeffco Schools facilities. I urge you to reconsider your vote on the Arvada community pool.